And live from the Stan Melton Ice Arena at Jordan Valley Ice Park, it is Game 2 here of the third day of the Women's Showcase, the Missouri Showcase, featuring the McKendree Bearcats and the University of Colorado Buffaloes. Hello everybody, Steve Casson along with the man who this ice sheet is named after, Stan Melton. Welcome, Stan.
Glad to be here, Steve. I tell you what, this has been a pretty amazing tournament. It's great to get the opportunity to see women's collegiate hockey at the ACHA D1 level, and I've really enjoyed seeing the quality of play and teams involved, and it's certainly been a fun day, and definitely invite anyone that's in the Springfield area to come on down today and catch the last couple of games here.
Now, when you started way back in, it was before 2001. That's when this ice rink and the hockey team became in its infancy. But
right.
When you started a few years before that and started to envision hockey here, and of course we dedicated this ice sheet to you because of your efforts to start hockey and build an ice rink here in Springfield. Did you ever think, number one, there would be an ACHA Division I women's showcase here? Number two, there would be an ACHA Missouri State Division I team that's gone to the Nationals the last 2 years. Did you think of any of that when you first started hockey?
Steve, it has been, to say the least, an incredible ride. And no, I did not imagine it happening this soon, and I hoped it would happen eventually, but my goodness. In the space of 19 seasons, to have our program go from our D3 level start and finding 17 players who had played high school hockey in St. Louis that were going to Missouri State at the time, and then converting 6 roller hockey players and getting a team on the ice. After that, we were able to recruit and just started going up the ladder, and man, oh man, what a ride. The D2 level we reached in the 4th season and made it to 2 national championship tournaments in Division II ACHA, and then converted to Division I, made the decision to move up to D1, and we had also started our D3 Missouri State Ice Bears team, and their progress has been exceptional. And to just see the whole program attain the levels we're at it's just totally, I wouldn't say amazing, because it's done with great people who've been involved, and our players, were very grateful to them for coming on board with us and playing for us, and it's just been a thrill to watch it grow, and it's definitely going to keep growing, Steve.
Well,
and having the showcase here is just, I think, a great opportunity for hockey fans in Springfield, and also certainly a great benefit to our facility in the city of Springfield. And so we're so thrilled to have them back for a second year, and hope they can continue this on an annual basis.
Well, speaking of thrilling, the game that just got over, Aquinas 2, Utah 1. That was a thrilling game till the end, but Aquinas pulls it out over Utah, and they gain the victory. Here tonight, it's McKendree University. They are 4-4 on the season after yesterday's big win, a 5-1 victory over Arizona State. The McKendree Bearcats now even on the season at 4-4, and they will face the University of Colorado Buffaloes, and Kevin Dessart's team is 4-2 this season, and they're doing it on the road because they have won 2 games on the road already, and they have not allowed a goal on the road. And that, of course, has been the 2 shutouts that they've had, with a 5-0 shutout of Concordia, and yesterday 10-0 over Aquinas. So on the road, no goals have been allowed by the Colorado Buffaloes this season. In a moment, we're going to head down to Kevin Thurl, our public address announcer, for the starting lineups. No, I take it back. It is Tim Greasy today. Let's join Tim.
With the Missouri Showcase, today is the late morning round in the third day of the Missouri Showcase, hosted by Arizona State Women's Hockey. This morning's contest features the visiting Colorado Buffaloes And the home team, the McKendree Bearcats. Our starters for the Buffaloes, the left defender, number 9, Maya Neffs. The right defender, number 2, Julia Desart. Starting at left wing, number 20, Mia Ammon. The center for the Buffaloes, number 4, Sarah McNamara. The right winger is number 13, Kenzie Zomsale. And in goal for the Buffaloes, number 30, Lexi Hartman. Our starters for the home team, McKendree Bearcats. The left defender, number 53, Jenna Garrow. The right defender, number 21, Kayla Waldbilling. At left wing, number 20, Tiana Warkus. The center, number 12, Allison Savala. The right winger, number 14, Quinn Atchison. And in the goal, number 27, Naomi Leask. Our officials for this morning's contest, the referee, Jason Carrera, the linesman, Matt Spieth, and Andy Bethman. Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly ask that you rise at this time and remove your caps as we honor our nation, the United States of America, with the playing of our national anthem.
National anthem from the Stan Melton Ice Rink at Jordan Valley Ice Park. It is game 2 of the Women's ACHA Division I Showcase, McKendree and Colorado. As mentioned in nets, Lexi Hartman for the Buffaloes. She's 4-2 with a 3.17 goals against average and an .876 save percentage. And it will be Naomi Leasick in 6 games, 2-4 with a 2.17 goals against average and a .924 save percentage. Just about ready to get things started. And Stan, I know that you gotta love that Bearhead. Missouri State Hockey, of course, plays here, and that Bearhead is amazing. And I love the fact that it's all a big giant bear. We've had to share it with the junior team here for a few years.
That's true.
But it's back now, and it's the big giant Bearhead as the officials stand on it. They are Jason Carrera, the referee, Andy Bethman, and Matt Spaeth are the linesmen. One of the things that's unique yesterday is we had the referees yesterday, which were the both Bethman, Andy and Danny Bethman, and then Ryan Armstrong, who's doing our camera work. All 3 of them played for Missouri State way back when.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we are ready for hockey as McKendree will skate from the left to the right and Colorado from the right to left, and quickly it's the Bearcats with possession. Moved into the zone by Quinn Atchison, and we are going to get a delayed offside, but it's Colorado to set things up. They'll work it on the near side boards, get it up to center. It's Maya Neffs. Sent back to Julia Desart, who will set things up out of her own zone. Just underway here in the first period. Puck cleared back into the Buffalo zone, and it's flipped up with authority by Neffs all the way down and back into the McKendree zone. Kind of strange to see McKendree not in their purple uniforms. This is white and gold type uniforms for them. Puck now back in the McKendree zone. The first shot is saved. The second one on the follow-up is also saved. Morgan McIver got both of those shots for Colorado. And the puck at the line. Casey McNully not able to hold it there, and it comes out to center. Chased down by Cameron Scully. She had 2 goals in yesterday's game. Puck all the way down into the Colorado zone. To the far side boards. Now to the left point. It's blocked as an attempted shot was blocked. That was Ilya Burbage who tried to get it. Now dropped in low once again by Ivanowski. Far side boards. McKendree with 1 line change up the middle, taken away as Elisa Albee tried to grab it. And Colorado will have possession. Casey Nully sends it into the zone, and coming back to back check, that is Kaylee Hoadley. Hoadley gets it to the point, and it is cleared out to center ice, and catching Colorado in a line change. Here comes Hoadley. Oh, offside. On the left wing, and looking at the official and saying, "What are you talking about?" was Juliana Davis. And they say, "Hey, I've got the stripes. It's what I say goes." So offsides is what it'll be.
Boy, and she was wide open on that rush, Steve. She was winding up for a good slap shot on goal there.
Here again is Davis with it. Tries to get a spin around shot knocked down for her efforts by Callie Gonzalez, and it's cleared out to center all the way down into the McKendree zone. Grabbed by Lauren Davey out of Owens Crossroads, Alabama. Puck cleared at center. The Buffaloes with Mariah Daly. Lost it there, and it'll be set up once again by Kaylin Harris. 2 goals for her on the season out of Aspen, Colorado. Puck cleared all the way down to the Buffalo zone. Kaylin Harris sends it to the near side boards. Off the stick of Celine Long. Intercepted and then grabbed once again by Sydney Brown for Colorado. Taken at the right point, and a shot by Kayla Walbelig is blocked into the far side corner. No score, 17-15 to go in the period between these two teams. Which McKendree at 4-4 and Colorado at 4-2 on the season. Line change for Colorado. McKendree quickly trying to move it up to Quinn Atkinson. They do. She gets it sticked off of her stick on a good play by Julia Dessert. To the point. Now dropped down in low, spun around, and it goes back behind the net where it will be Maya Neffs to intercept for Colorado. Neffs with some speed. Kicks it into the near side corner on the left side now. Cross ice pass. Oh, she was looking in front for Melissa Del Pino, and it was broken up nicely by the defense of the Bearcats. 16:29 remaining in the period. And McKendree can barely clear it out to center ice. Regrouped, taken by Neffs. Stolen from her. Grabbed by Scully. Sent down into the Colorado zone, and a line change for both teams on the fly. Near side boards. Neffs is able to kick it out to center, and they're like number 9 of Tara Wentz on the ice now. Lara, that is. Lara with 6 goals and 3 assists for McKendree. Wentz has a 4-game point scoring streak with 3 goals and 2 assists during that streak. She also had 2 goals and 1 assist during the Davenport games. Shot blocked is getting the attempt was Sarah McNamara with 15:37 to go, and it's cleared back in the Colorado zone. McKendree with a full sail line change. Lambert to McNamara. And the Buffaloes with a backhanded effort by Nully gets it as far as the face-off dot, and it's kicked out of the McKendree zone. Bearcats with a little bit of trouble getting it even out of their own zone. Now we get a whistle for stoppage and play and a penalty. The first one of the game is a high stick. And it will be called against McKendree.
Steve, I think obviously we're looking at 2 real strong teams in this tournament. McKendree was impressive Friday night. I got to see the McKendree-Utah game and haven't seen Colorado, but you can just tell by looking they're a very highly skilled team.
Laurelyn Davey gets called for high sticking. So the Buffaloes will have the power play. 6 for 25, 24% on the power play this season. On the penalty kill, 90.6 for Derek Palardy's Bearcats. They've only allowed 3 of 32 opportunities, which sounds good, but that just means you've had 32 times players have been in the box. Here's a shot in. Neffs has it blocked. 1:37 remaining in the power play. Puck kicked up and flipped off the netting. So 1:28 remaining in the period.
I definitely learned a lesson on PA Friday night, Steve. When you have a power play, you don't refer to it as a man advantage.
No, it's a person
player advantage.
Yeah, player, person, something like that.
Yes,
well,
sir.
And in last game, I said it once. I said he shoots.
There you go.
Yeah, not good. Here is Dessert dropping it down in low, looking in front to DePino. Or DePonio, as I believe how it's pronounced. And it's taken away and cleared all the way down, 1:05 remaining. I've learned a lesson. You got to figure out how the names go before they get on the air.
Yes, sir.
Now that's the one that gave me trouble, and I didn't have enough time to verify it. I think it's DePonio. Here come McKendree. Racing is Albee. Has it blocked away from her. Nully is able to clear to the line and out to center ice. Defensively, though, a good play by Awanowski to send it right back in with some help from Albee. McKendree with a change. The only forechecker is Juliana Davis for the Bearcats. Now grabbed by McIver. Morgan out of Highland Ranch, Colorado. Sends it all the way down with 20 seconds remaining in the power play. No score. And a lot of rough play here. Puck is cleared all the way down to the Buffalo zone for Lexi Hartman. Sends it to the near side boards. The goaltender does. And McIver clears it with 1 second remaining in the power play. It's over. We're back to 5-on-5. Here is McIver. Blocked and sent back down in where it's racing for McKendree's Parris Suzuki. We'll replay the interview. Had an interview with her yesterday. I'm going to replay that one for you at the intermission. Puck tipped right in front inadvertently by Ashley Lambert on her goaltender, and Lexi Hartman had to wait for that one. That is not good.
Bit of a surprise there for the goaltender with your own player tipping it towards you.
I've had that happen before. I had a player shoot on me, one of my own players.
Man.
It was literally right after the period, and he kind of forgot that we switched sides. And shot on me.
Not good.
And I tell you what, there was cheers, and I couldn't figure out why were there cheers. They were cheering at me because I made the save.
Oh, there you go. All right.
I think more like jeering at me because I made the save. 12:20 to go in the period. Shots 3-2 in favor of Colorado. Far side boards to Sydney Brown. She'll have it on the right side. Brown looking to the left, gets it over to Dowley. A drive in and poked, save, rebound loose, and it's poked to the corner. Right in front with 2 or 3 efforts was Celine Long, and she'll go to the bench. McKendree with a line change in front of their own bench, but it's taken away by Colorado. Mariah Dowley. Stripped from her. And as Neff sends it in, a line change for Colorado. Tiana Walkus for McKendree. Able to at least get it clear, and here we go with the Bearcats across the line into the zone. Pulled off a Quinn Atkinson's stick. Working now is Savola, and Allison had it taken away from her, but almost intercepted off the stick of Walbelig, and we come the other way. Racing is Dowley. Picking it up now for McKendree, for Colorado is Mia Ammon. And it's sent into the near side boards. 11 minutes to go here in this first period. 3-2 are shots. Zaya Sachs sends it down in low on the left side. To the right, waiting at the point is Kaylin Harris. Doesn't get to her. Swings back to the near side. 10:32 remains. And I believe we have some number changes for McKendree with these new uniforms, and we'll have to catch up a couple of the player numbers. Colorado with Harris across the line, stripped from her. And a lead pass to the Bearcats. Juliana Davis had it knocked off of her stick, and a delayed offside is nullified. Puck comes in the zone. It's free across the line. Everyone on side, and getting hit hard behind the net, but still racing in the play was Laura Wentz, and it's cleared out to center. Bearcats with numbers, 3-on-3. Davis, her pass to the right side is now grabbed by Kendall Santelli, and it's out to center ice. Line change for Colorado, 9:36 to go in the period, no score. Here's Davis again, looking for some help. Cut off at the goal line, near side boards, around the referee, to the point, dropped down in low. Taken away at the half boards by Morgan McIver and cleared back down to the McKendree zone. Icing is not called, it's waved. Grabbed by Delaney Alwanowski. Alwanowski's attempt to get it out of the zone doesn't work. It's up the middle now. It's taken away by Albee. Triple teamed. Coughs it up to Julia Dessert. Dessert's pass broken up. Under 9 minutes to go in the first period. Nice move, working it on a 2-on-1. Albee breaks free in front. Backhander and a big save by Hartman.
Colorado goalie coming up huge there, Steve, with a slide across and blocked it with that big blocker pad.
Yeah, both players, not only for Albee to come in and break free and then get a backhander to the left, but yeah, like you say, Stan, Hartman with a big pad save there, and we're still scoreless. Here's Sydney Brown. Has 2 goals and 3 assists, averaging .4 points per game. It's a little less than a half a point. Puck kicked out to center. Racing down to try to avoid the icing is Leone, and she picks it up. Leone looks for some help, and it's blocked in front. Good play there by Celine Long, and we come the other way for Colorado, right to left, across the McKendree line, into the zone, dropped down in low by Daly. Up the middle, nobody there, and it's out to center. It came from behind the net and sent out with Colorado on a quick line change. I'll tell you what, Stan, some of the men need to get a lesson from the women. They have changed so much faster than the men's do. Mm-hmm. And they've stayed pretty good until through the third period. Not as tired. Neffs thought better of going around her own net and gets it out to center. Blocked off at the referee's crease and sent into the zone, where it's quickly turned around. Held along the line. Working it is Mia Ammon from Breckenridge, Colorado, still looking for her first point. Puck cleared out to center. Here's a lead. Goes to Wentz. Left side shot. It gets deflected. High along the glass. Stays in play, though. Working it to Ammon. Out to center ice. Break for Sarah McNamara. But she's cut off at the line, and we come the other way. Left to right. Davis. She shoots for McKendree, and it's gobbled up by Hartman. She'll hold on. 6:48 to go in the period, and no score.
You know, Steve, the skill levels in both teams are impressive, and you can tell both teams are very well coached. The basics they have down extremely well, and see very few mistakes there. And you look at some of these players, see the speed and the stick handling, and very high skill level with these ladies.
Out to center now. And the Bearcats will set things up, but it's coughed up, taken away by Kaylin Harris. Here's Harris right side. Harris with a drop pass to make that Annika Driven. Makes its way up the middle, and a backhander by Callie Gonzalez is taken away by McKendree. We're going to get a high stick. As Parris Suzuki was out at center trying to move the puck, and she gets high sticked. by Harriet Leeson. So Leeson will go.
Steve, do you know offhand in ACHA Division I women's hockey, do they have national rankings? I'm assuming they do.
They do, and the way that the rankings are, they're a little bit more spread out. Last year, this tournament happened just as the rankings came out that Friday. And now I believe it's not going to come out till the end of the month. And then it goes, from what I'm gathering, what I saw last year, at least 2 months or so in between rankings. And again, that's probably because there's not as many teams, so they want to get as many games in as they can look to see to get those rankings going. Now, I do not know if it's coaches' rankings or computer ranking. That I do not know. Puck sent in and swiped wide by Wentz. Power play for McKendree. 2 for 31, 9.7% on the power play. The penalty kill for the Buffaloes as they score now. Forget what the penalty kill is. And I don't know if this is Kaylee Hoadley's goal or if it was tipped in. If it was tipped in, Tara Wentz got it, or Lara Wentz.
Yeah, I think it was 9 all the way, but yeah, it looked like it might have been tipped. You're right. So, but yeah, McKendree did a great job there, taking advantage of that opportunity, and it's like Kaylee flipped it across, headed toward the goal, and if it didn't go directly in, it was tipped.
We'll take a look and see. While we're waiting for the call, let's see here. And it might be all Wentz's goal. That's what I think happened. Because Hoadley was there, but it is a 1-0 lead for McKendree. We'll catch the call from Kevin Thurl in a moment. But the home team takes the advantage here in the first period. Meanwhile, break for McKendree is stopped by Colorado's Neffs. It comes up the middle and sent by Nanelli out to center ice. Icing
McKendree goal scored by number 9, Laura Wentz.
That was it, Steve.
Assisted by number 55, Callie Headley, and number 20, Tiana Warkus. For the Bearcats, Wentz from Headley and Warkus. Time of the power play goal, 14:27 in the first period.
Steve, I know McKendree won their first game Friday night, beating Utah. Didn't hear the results from last night or yesterday from McKendree, and don't know how Colorado's shaped up in this tournament so far.
Well, McKendree with a 5-1 win over Arizona State. And as far as Colorado goes, they have not, up until just now, given up a goal this season on the road.
Oh, my goodness. So I take it then they definitely won both games Friday and Saturday.
They did. So the goal has been awarded to Tara Wentz. She gets her 7th of the season.
So looks like we've got the powerhouse game right here, Steve. Both teams, 2 wins, no losses in the showcase.
Yeah, this is kind of going to be the game to see who has bragging rights. Puck cleared to the right side drive. Immediately is Garrow with it, and it's held onto by Hartman. So the power play goal at 14:27 wins her 7th. Hoadley and Walkus with the assists. And we get a penalty.
Maslowski, 2 minutes for interference. Maslowski,
nice.
2 minutes interference.
Wow.
Well, we get another power play goal.
That was, I believe, 21, Steve, but...
Well, that will be wobbling.
Yep.
Let's take a look.
Stripe over there obscuring their number, so...
We'll see. As we were waiting for the penalty to be announced. So let's see what we have here. on the shot, and it's just a tweener shot. But we'll catch the call from Tim Greasy. 2-0 though, McKendree on top here in the first period, and both coming on the power play. 7 of 3 of the shots in favor of the Bearcats.
McKendree power play goal scored by number 25, Cameron Scully. She's assisted by number 21, Kayla Walbelig, and number 5, Delaney Ivanowski. For the Bearcats, Scully from Walbelig and Ivanowski on the power play goal coming at 15:45 in the first period.
So that's the call as they give it to Scully. And she's been on fire lately. Cameron with her 4th goal of the season, and 3 of those have come in this tournament.
Colorado's streak of giving up goals on the road down the drain today.
Yeah, they had not given up any in their road games. They had scored 16 on the road with none with the 2 shutouts that they just had. But 2 goals here today has changed things around, and McKendree back on the warpath. Across the line is Wentz. So with that goal for Wentz, that extends her point scoring streak, and she has 31 goals lifetime with the club. And a shot comes in, hits the post. A backhander by Quinn Atkinson went through the pads of the goaltender, Hartman, and hit the post behind her and stays out.
I'll tell you, Steve, I thought that might have gotten into a little bit of the net inside the post, but you're right. Just bounced straight back out off the post. So Colorado catching a big break there. The post is the goalie's best friend.
It definitely is. And as a goaltender, when you know, as a shot comes in and it's gloved, as Savola moves in from the left side, it's held onto by Hartman. But yeah, Stan, I know many times when I played, the puck went by me, and I don't know where it is, and I hear the metal ding, and I'm like, okay, everything's good. It didn't go in. Working it like it's a power play is McKendree. A bouncing puck grabbed by McNamara, cleared out to center. And we're going to get a penalty. Upended is McNamara, and McKendree will go in. This will be the Buffalo's 2nd power play. It is a body checking penalty.
Well, from the looks of play here, Steve, whenever the national rankings do come out, you would expect McKendree to be up pretty high in the rankings. They really look sharp. And Colorado is going to be probably real strong in the ranking as well.
So Atkinson gets called. And it's a Colorado power play. 6 for 25 coming into today's game at 24%. Puck cleared back down. And Dessert there. Cleared into the McKendree zone. Shot in. Partially blocked. 1:34 remaining. Up the middle, intercepted by the Bearcats and cleared all the way down. 1:15 to go in this period. 1:23 to go in the power play. So barring a score, the penalty will carry over.
1 minute remaining in the first period. 60 seconds to go.
Puck up the middle. Deflected. Worked over to Ashley Lambert. Sends it down low on the power play for another 51 seconds because that's what's left in the period. Here is a shot by Lambert, misses. And not able to clear it is McKendree. Lambert has it again. She shoots. Tipped just wide. In front was Nanelli. 33 seconds remains. Breaking free. Dowley drive-in save. by Lisick. 22 seconds. Now with 16 remaining, it's behind the net. Shot up high, just missed. That one came from Dowley. 9 seconds. Bouncing puck, like a pinball, comes right in on goal. Save by Lisick, and finally it's out of harm's way, but the buzzer sounds.
You know, Steve, that was Colorado, I think, most sustained pressure as far as a scoring effort. So Buffalo's waking up here a little bit at the end of the period.
Yeah, 10 shots on Lexi Hartman, and Naomi Lisick faces 4 shots, and a lot of them came in that last barrage there. 2 goals in the period, all on the power play. The first one by Wentz, her 7th, with a follow-up shot that just bounced in. Hoadley, and they're going to give Walkus the assist. That one coming at 14:27, and then it's Scully, her 4th. Walmelig and Evanowski. And that's where we are right now with 2 goals on the board for the McKendree Bearcats. We'll take a break, let you listen to some music, and when we come back, period number 2 in just a moment. No, I take it back. We're actually going to have an interview with Parris Suzuki. I did mention we were going to do that, and we'll do that in just a moment. We're back at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Steve Casson now talking with Parris Suzuki. She got her first goal yesterday with the McKendree University Bearcats. And Parris, how did that feel?
It felt great, honestly. I actually played with 2 girls on the other team during my club season. So it was good to see them and play against them and play competitively, but it was also good to have a goal against them as well, yeah.
That's always got to be fun. And, you know, as a junior, you kind of feel like you want to lead the team a little bit, but it's slow to develop a little bit for you this season, at least?
This season at least, yeah, but I think the leadership on the team is really well, and we keep each other going, and on the bench we get really hyped up, so it continues to motivate the rest of the team.
You're one of 5 juniors. Last year there was 12 juniors when you were a sophomore, and only 7 to that respect. So you feel like you're kind of getting through the system, so to speak, but you're not really part of a big entire group. How do you work that, or do you even care that you're really, you know, sometimes when you're part of maybe 12 seniors on a team, you all kind of bond together and everything's like one, but is everybody just a big group?
It truly is. It truly is. The program's really building this season. I mean, we have about 8 new freshmen coming in, and we're expanding ever since we went to nationals, and the team chemistry is just awesome this year. Like, we're just all there for each other, and we're there on the ice for each other. So I think it's more of like a family, group, team dynamic rather than class, individual dynamic. Yep.
You're from Covina, California.
I am.
I'm from Southern Cal myself, so that's got to be nice. I'm sure the one thing that you do miss is the weather.
Yes, absolutely. Winters are kind of hard here, but you know, it's really nice because a lot of the girls on the team, they're not from around here. They're from Canada or even out of state. So I think that builds the family dynamic of the team and the culture as well as the bonding.
In fact, Dominica Rush is the only one that's from California, from San Jose. So people from all over. We're talking Missouri, as you said, British Columbia. In fact, several from British Columbia. One from Manitoba, Juliana Davis. A lot of Canadians on the team. Do you feel that might be a difference between Canadian hockey and American hockey?
I mean, a lot of us had experience with Canadian hockey during our club days. We went to Canada, we played against them, so there is kind of a difference. Just, I wouldn't say with the hockey necessarily, it's just more of like the vocabulary, more of like the culture out there is different, but I think that's what's great about McKendree is that we're all from everywhere out of the country or in the state, so it's just great to have that and great to experience all of the culture there as well. But, I mean, we're all, like, mesh, so it's great, yeah.
I think one of the big things with McKendree, too, is they went from McKendree College to McKendree University. And that little name change of university, I think, draws people more to the college than from before.
Yes, I believe so as well, because it has like the university title in it.
Yeah, I mean, there are some colleges, like Aquinas is a college. And not that it should matter.
No.
It shouldn't at all. But the one thing about McKendree that's unique is it's kind of in a hotbed of hockey right now. It's close to St. Louis. It's close to the teams that are in Illinois in the middle of the state. You're kind of on your own a little bit right there, but you get a good recruitment.
Yes, we absolutely do, especially since the Blues just won. A lot of girls are realizing that, and we're embracing that, so it's great to be there. Yep.
And that's a good thing, too, as we are talking with Parris Suzuki of the McKendree Bearcats from Covina, California. Played with the Anaheim Lady Ducks.
I did. Yep.
That must have been fun.
Oh, it was a great time. The whole club is just so supportive of each and every one of our players, and Dominica Roosh actually played there as well, and so that's how I found out about McKendree, through those connections. And there's quite a few Lady Ducks here. I think there's about 6 of us here within the showcase and within the different teams, so that's always fun to reunite with them and talk to them and play against them and see them.
And then it maybe answered my next question, was why McKendree?
I really like the atmosphere of McKendree. It's pretty small, so that's nice, because it was kind of like my high school, but everybody's just so supportive there, and everybody knows each other there, which is really nice to have, and everyone's involved in something, so it's good.
Parris Suzuki is joining us from McKendree. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to get into the sportscasting industry, preferably hockey. I really like the whole sport of it all. It's been a part of my life since I was about 4 years old. And so, I mean, there's not much for women after college hockey, so I would like to get into that field so that I can still be a part of it. And I would honestly like to go back to the Lady Ducks and coach for them, because that's how I got the experience of it all. A lot of the girls who played college hockey came back and coached, so that's what got me inspired to go to college, and I'd like to do that from some other people as well.
Now, you know what that means. That means you'd have to live in California
I
again. Is that going to be a problem?
No, well, hopefully not. You know, I have the support system there for my family. I have the support from the Lady Ducks there. And, of course, the weather's so much nicer there. So, yeah, I don't think it would be a problem.
And your folks, of course, still live there, right?
Yes, they do.
In Covina.
Yes.
So it's nice. It's not that far of a drive. I would say it's about a 2-hour drive with traffic.
Yep, with traffic, of course.
But normally it's about 30 minutes, maybe a little less. It just depends. Yeah, the whole traffic thing is crazy. And it's really funny, because growing up in Southern California, I didn't know what I was living in. And what I mean by that is I didn't traffic to me was just normal.
Yeah.
You know, and before even like Waze and the Google Maps and stuff, you always kind of listen to the news radio and you said, okay, is there a traffic accident here? All right, I'll go a different way. And especially if you had to go up to like Thousand Oaks or go through the valley, it was absolutely crazy. Don't take the 5.
Don't ever.
Don't take, you know, the what you try to do is maybe take the 210.
Yep.
But then when it goes into the 134 in Pasadena, you're like, what am I doing? Maybe I should have taken the 101. But then it goes through downtown. You're like, oh, no.
Yep.
I mean, all this stuff goes through your head. And I know you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I do.
But it's normal. When you live in California, it's normal to think that way.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it's really funny because out here, people go to dinner at 6 or 5. Not in California.
No.
It's 8 or 9, and that's even on a weekday. It's crazy, and it's all because of traffic.
Truly. I remember my dad, every time we'd leave for practice or a game, he would automatically turn on the news radio, see where traffic was at, and then he would be like, all right, we're going to have to go this way, and then we turn on the music and start talking about the game.
Yep.
But it was like just a routine that we had to do, because it's just part of California.
It's just the way it is. And I go back there, and my brother lives in Thousand Oaks, and so I fly into Orange County. Well, I've got to make sure that I can get up. It's about, if there's no traffic, it's about a 2 hours and 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
If there's traffic, forget it. It's
all day.
Almost like,
all day
it's an all-day thing. I don't see how people do that anymore. I know a lot of people try to move where their work is, but anymore it's so expensive.
It truly is.
It's crazy expensive. There's still a radio station I listen to out there, and I hear all the weird stuff that goes on. But I guess your parents have been there for years, right?
Yes, their whole lives, yes.
So housing is not a problem. Everything's good.
Yep.
As long as they don't sell, they're in good shape. I don't think they probably will.
Probably not.
We're talking with Parris Suzuki of the McKendree University Bearcats, reminiscing since we're both Southern California natives. We'll always be SoCal natives. Doesn't matter where we live, always. And that makes my next question interesting is, growing up in Southern California, who was your favorite hockey team then?
Oh, that's hard because we really supported the Ducks and the Kings, but I think we were more Ducks people just because I played for them and they're a little bit closer to where I live. Yeah.
Sure. And
Teemu Selanne, love him.
Yeah, Teemu was awesome. That's great that you got to see him there too.
Yep.
I was there. I was actually working for the Ducks when Paul Correa was there. A lot of those players. It was a blast. I remember when they first came into existence. I think '92, I believe, and that was fun. I mean, I will admit I'm a Kings fan at heart. I worked. My first job in the NHL was with the Kings, and then my second job was with the Ducks. It was about a 2-week difference. I got the Kings job, and then I ended up getting the Ducks job right after that. But it was fun. It was fun to be able to. And back then, they made sure that when the Kings were at home, the Ducks were out of town, and vice versa. Now anymore, I can remember a couple of times when I had to do a matinee Ducks game and drive up to LA to go do an evening Kings game. It was crazy. But
so how was the differences between the two teams?
So I think the Ducks, because they were in their infancy and it was the whole Disney thing, and it was more of this show, where the Kings have been established since 1967, and they were more of, okay, we need to start winning. And then, of course, that was the Gretzky years when he was with them, so it was more of okay, we need to start winning. They made it to the Stanley Cup against Montreal in '93, and I don't even go there. That was a bad year. 3 games went into overtime. One of them, Guy Carbonneau covered his hand on the crease, covered his hand on the puck in the crease. Should have been a penalty shot, never awarded. And, with overtime games, it could have gone anyway, and the Kings ended up losing all 3 in overtime. But with the Ducks, it's been fun too. I've been there where there have been some good runs with the Ducks, and that was a lot of fun to see. But if you pin me down and you say, okay, who's your favorite team? I got to say the Kings, but I will asterisk it and by saying my favorite team is the Kings, asterisk. If I'm at the Ducks, it's the Ducks, unless it's the Kings that are playing them.
Yeah, so that's okay too. Got to support the California teams.
Exactly. Parris Suzuki is joining us. Siblings?
I do. I have an older brother, and he played goalie as well. He's the one that actually got me into hockey. And then I have an older sister as well.
Does she play hockey too?
She didn't play hockey, no.
Why not?
She just had some mental disabilities, so therefore she tried to play hockey, but it just didn't really work for her. But she was always in the stands supporting us at our games.
That's always good. That's a great thing, especially when you look over and she's cheering and pounding on the glass and all that. Yeah, I get that. Who was better between you and your brother?
Well, he was actually a goalie, and I started as a goalie, but I was too slow. My reaction time was too slow.
Did you score on him?
I mean, we did practice outside together in the driveway, and he would suit up, and we'd get the net out, and I would score on him, and I wouldn't score on him, so it was pretty even. We usually played on the same team, though, so that was always nice.
Parris Suzuki is joining us from McKendree. Got her first goal in yesterday's game. Take us through that. How did that feel? Oh,
it felt great. So it was definitely just a wraparound, and I was coming out from the corner, turned it around, didn't see anybody there, and thought, you know what, I'm just going to get it to the net, just try to pound it in, and that's sure as heck what happened.
That was actually a really nice goal, that wraparound goal. I was watching that yesterday, and I thought, that move was like you've been playing for years. That was a great move.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So we've talked about who your favorite hockey team is. It's probably the Ducks. Do you have a favorite hockey player?
He is George Parros. He played on the Anaheim Ducks. He was the enforcer. But I really liked how he acted outside of the rink. So he actually donated his hair multiple times to the Wigs for Kids Foundation, and I've donated 5 feet of hair over my lifespan. I did it once with him, and I actually got to sit behind him as he donated and cut his hair. I did the same thing, so that's what I really appreciated about him. And of course, like, it always was nice to see somebody go out there and like be the enforcer and go out there and like support his team in that way.
Do you have some kind of preparation? What's your normal preparation to get ready for a game?
I really like to talk and hype up my team. In between intermissions, we all get in a circle, and I'll get in the middle, and I'll do a pre-period talk to them. But I really like to interact with my team and get them hyped up and let them know that, like, we're all going to be here. Win or loss, we're all going to get hyped up. We're all going to be supportive of each other, and we're all going to have fun.
So then are you that captain off the ice, so to speak?
We do have a leadership team, yeah. We're all pretty much leaders on the team. Our coach really emphasizes that we're all there for each other. We all lead as a team. We lead by example.
Parris Suzuki is joining us. And Parris, when I end interviews, I always wish players more goals. You got one yesterday. Let's keep that streak going today.
Awesome.
And for the rest of the tournament, okay?
Thank you.
All right, well, thanks so much for joining us. We'll take a break. And we won't take that break. We're back at Jordan Valley Ice Park, where both teams have made their way out onto the ice. And the officials saying, let's get going. That's Andy Bethman. Played here at Missouri State, along with his brother Danny. He's a linesman along with Matt Spaeth, and the referee is Jason Carrera. And we are underway for the second period. Keep in mind, just 6 seconds remaining in the power play, and then both teams will now have 2 power play opportunities. But the key is the 2 power play goals by McKendree. They lead 2-0. Here's a shot by Sydney Brown. It's worked into the corner. Now a scrum at the near side boards. Brown with it again. Down in low to McNamara. She'll work it up and gets it off the side of the net. McNamara still with it. She gets hit hard. Penalty. Body checking will be called. And going straight to the penalty box, Kayla Walbelig. Buffaloes on power play number 3. So off the draw quickly, it's rushed down into the Colorado zone. Getting a shot off and scoring is Laura Wentz as she rushed past the defense and gets a shorthanded goal. And it is 3-0. Her second goal of this game. And Wentz turns a race into a goal. We'll catch the call from Tim Greasy here in a moment. But just a good play by Wentz. And McKendree has a 3-0 advantage here in the second period. Now keep in mind,
the McKendree penalty was body checking, 2 minutes. Number 21, Kayla Walpelig, 2 minutes body checking. Time of the penalty, 44 seconds. Followed momentarily by the goal by the Concordia, or rather McKendree team. Shorthanded goal scored by number 9, Laura Wentz.
so Wentz gets it, and they're still trying to figure out the time, apparently. I'm going to say at 19:02. or 58 seconds into the period. And we'll go with that and see if they change it later. Meanwhile, we get a whistle for a stoppage and play as the puck is covered up by Lisick. Naomi Lisick out of St. Louis, Missouri, the sophomore, played for the Walpole Express. .924 save percentage. There's 13 seconds remaining. Let's see if we can take a look at that goal. And she just races past the defense and is able to chop it past the outstretched pad of the goaltender Hartman. Power play has 2 seconds, and it is over, but right as soon as it's over, we get a hooking penalty. This one will be assessed to Juliana Davis for hooking, and the Buffaloes go on power play number 4. Mentioned their power play is good. 6 for 25, 24% coming into this game. Puck is cleared all the way down after the face-off, and Hartman will send it to the corner. Puck momentarily stolen, and finally it's out to center. So the second consecutive power play for the Bearcats. Now they've scored on one of the shorthanded situations.
Number 23, Juliana Davis, 2 minutes for hooking. Juliana Davis, 2 minutes hooking. Time of the McKendree penalty, 2:45.
So here are the Buffaloes with McNamara behind the net. Swiped away by Albee and cleared all the way down. At the referee's crease, taken by Neffs and sent along the Buffaloes bench and brought in by Savola. Her plan was to get control in her own zone, but good pressure by Colorado. Malowski sends it to the near side corner. Return pass comes to Gonzalez at the point, worked by Nanelli. Now down in low. Gets past Malowski and still held in by McIver. McKendree starting to run around a little bit. Colorado starting to get a little antsy here with 6 seconds to go on the power play. They shoot, and it is gobbled up as Ashley Lambert got the shot for the right side and held on to by Lisick. .14 remaining in the period. Face-off, one. Chasing it is Dessert. Drive that just missed wide, and the power play is over. 15:05 remaining. Here in the second, it's 3-0 McKendree. Bearcats rush out. Scully brings it all the way around. Chasing it is Davey. It comes up the middle. Shot, score! Came from behind the net, and McKendree right out in front. The Bearcats get the goal. This one will be Cameron Scully's goal, her second of the game. Fifth of the season. And McKendree starting to pour it on.
Timeout called by Colorado. Timeout.
Colorado takes a timeout. The Bearcats really working this one. We'll see if we can get a look at this goal here. That's a nice tip in front from behind the net. So it's Scully's goal at 5:10. And a 4-0 lead for McKendree. Looking to go 5-4 on the season, but plenty of hockey still left. Tim Greasy will give us the call on this.
McKendree's goal scored by number 25, Cameron Scully. Assisted by number 19, Lauren Davey. The even strength goal coming for the Bearcats at 4:10, Scully from Davey.
Yeah, it should be 5:10 on that. Puck coming up the middle, intercepted by Colorado's Maslowski. Into the Bearcat zone. Here is Hoadley. Sends it in, goes to the bench. Actually, that's Wagner. Charlie Wagner on the ice for her first shift. Puck is held onto by Hartman. 13:54 to go in the period. So McKendree has had everything. They've had 2 power play goals, a shorthanded goal, and an even strength goal. 4-0, but only 2 players have combined to score. Wentz on the power play, 14:27 of the first. Scully on the power play, 15:45. Then shorthanded, Wentz, and then Scully at 5:10 of the period. That shorthanded goal came at 53 seconds of the period. Play comes in right off the draw, and Hartman has to make a save there. Shots are 15-5 in favor of McKendree. Puck cleared off the official. Well, that's interesting. They're going to call the play dead, saying that it went into the... It may have gone into the player bench and then off the official. I thought it bounced off of the official, which is still in live play, but off the hand. Ryan Armstrong, who's also an official and our cameraman, clued me into that one. Near side boards. Davey, can she hold it? No. Picked up by Juliana Davis. 3 goals, 4 assists for her coming into this game. 12:45 remains in the second period. Don't forget, we'll have another game for you. That'll be coming up. Concordia, Arizona State. 1 o'clock warm-ups. About 1:30 or so we'll get the game going for you. 12:33 to go in the period. Puck kicked out to center. Racing hard is Suzuki. But it'll be grabbed by Lambert for Colorado. Maddie Cataldo back behind the net. Moved by Dally out to center. Well, she couldn't get there. It was stolen. Kept in the zone. Held in by Garo. And out to center. Will regroup and set it all again. Will be Kayla Walbelig. Garo lost it. And coming back is Savola. She's able to clear. Works to Garo. Right side. Checked off of her stick. And with 11:31 to go and a 4-0 lead for McKendree, it'll be behind the net. Still battling with Burbage getting a drive that's blocked into the corner. So Colorado, who's had one or two bouts of sustained pressure, is on their heels now as we get an icing call. That'll bring it back into the Colorado zone. .11:04 remaining in the period. McKendree working it down in deep. Davis is there. Waiting at the left point is Burbage. Doesn't get to her. It comes right up the middle, and having trouble with it is Hartman. Her defense tried to give it to her so she could cover it up, but it remained loose through the crease. Kept in. Spinning around is Burbage, and she gets upended. No penalty. Play continues, and here's a 2-on-1 developing. Good move by McIver. Sends it in front. Drive and a big save as Celine Long got the pass in front, and Lisick is able to come up with the save there. 10:23. We're almost halfway into this hockey game, and a 4-0 lead. Wentz power play, Scully power play, Wentz shorthanded, Scully even strength. And that's the count, 4-0. Play in front of the McKendree bench. Comes in the zone, and a good opportunity for Neffs was denied. Stuck into the corner by Lisick. And now Neffs out of Littleton, Colorado. Gives up the chase on the opportunity to the far side to be cleared. It's out to center. Here comes Atkinson. Looks in front, centering it to the left side, and Tiana Walkus got an opportunity that was deflected up over the net. Goes to the right side, Walbelig to the left, looking for Davey. Her shot misses wide. Chase Holloman on the ice now. She'll send it to the right side, shot off of the glove of Hartman. That one came on a blast from Walbelig. Now it's right up the middle, and a couple of players get pushed through the crease after the save, but no harm, no foul apparently. 17-7 are the shots. And that favors McKendree. And they also have 4 on the board. So the Bearcats are 2 for 2 with the power play and a shorthanded goal. The Buffaloes 0 for 4, and we'll do it again after the face-off. .908 to go in the second period. And we will have music for you at the second period intermission. Don't have an interview. Unless I can find something fun to play. Here with opportunity in front off of the skate of Dally. 8:44 to go. Suzuki. Good no-look pass. Comes to Garo. Left side, gets around one. That was Harris. And gets taken out behind the play. Back of the boards. Puck stolen. Grabbed by Brown. Brown is 2-on-2. Shot save, rebound loose. Hits a skate and it's covered up. It was loose in front and may have hit the skate of Garo as she was skating by. And it allows the goaltender to cover it up. .807 remaining in the period. Here is Nunelli. Battling her way through all of that was McKendree's Delaney Ivanowski. And it comes out to center and all the way down into the Colorado zone. Steve Casson, Brian Armstrong, thanks for joining us. I think we lost our color man, Stan Melton, who's now decided to watch the game. Buck to the corner. And up the middle, waiting, and a shot in from the middle by Neffs is covered up and held on to with 7:26 to go in the period. And joining us back in the booth, Stan Melton. Stan, I know you had to make your rounds.
Oh, catching up with Tyler Ellis, our Division III assistant coach on the D3 team activities, and they had a big game last night, won it in overtime against Nebraska. So,
yeah, I heard about that, the big comeback that they had.
One of their best games so far this season.
Here comes Wentz, crossover pass, and a big save by Hartman. And we come the other way, it's cleared out to center. Wentz with a feed, gets it over to Davis. Off of Davis, and a couple of players collide at center ice. In fact, one almost takes out the referee, a different player. That happened to be Brittany Koch. And it's sent right in where it's held on to by Lexi Hartman. 6:52 to go in the period. Well, there is a big connection here with this tournament and with, of course, you mentioned Tyler Ellis,
right,
who is the brother of the head coach of Arizona State and Lindsay Ellis. And their dad, who kind of helps out put all of this together too, Larry Ellis, has been a big contributor to the hockey club here and to the event that's gone on here. He wants to see this become bigger and better.
Yes, and I think he's exactly right with the success they've had the first two seasons they've done it, going from 4 teams to 6 teams in one season. And from our discussions with the teams that are participating, they really have enjoyed it. Love the opportunity to get together, and it is a way to hold down the travel costs because we're centrally located, and so the teams can get here and they get 3 games in, and just a great time for everybody.
Colorado with Celine Long from the left side, blocked. McNamara will pick it up. 4-0 McKendree. McNamara behind the net, still with it, looking, getting around the stick check of Walbeleg. Left side to Neffs. No power play, but Colorado with a bout of what looks like a power play opportunity, and a big shot is steered aside. Neffs got it, and off the toe of Lisek, she's able to kick it away. Wraparound attempt didn't go as Sydney Brown looked for that. And it's sent right down by Dessert behind the net. Nothing doing there. Puck kicked to the corner. And with 5:28 to go in the period, Stan, I figured out what we're going to play for the second period intermission. Gary Unger, an NHL veteran, had an interview with him, 2 or 3 seasons ago, and we'll talk to him.
Ah, very good.
So, puck sent all the way down. We'll get an icing call here, except I don't know if that was during the junior league game. So it may or may not be. It's either during Missouri State hockey game or a junior league game.
Oh, a juniors game?
Yeah, I'm not sure. The former Express that used to play here. Either way, it'll be a fun interview. We'll talk to him.
Well, Gary Unger is one of the top St. Louis Blues past players. He is very well known to Blues fans, and he also was head coach of the Tulsa Oilers for many seasons too.
And
so he's got a strong reputation in the Midwest in professional hockey.
Line change for McKendree. I'll tell you a story about him too, which is kind of well known obviously, but puck comes right out in front. Backhander is saved as Scully looking for another one. The hat trick, in fact, was denied by Hartman. Working is Walkus. Goes to Awanowski. She sends it around the boards. Near side with 4:27 to go in the period, and the puck stays in the zone. Behind the net to Gonzalez. Can she clear it for Colorado? Not yet. Puck off the side of the net. Harmon can't hold on to it. And finally, it is out to center. Sent right back in by McKendree Zawanowski. Delaney with 2 goals, 3 assists out of Kirkwood, Missouri. Played for the St. Louis Lady Blues. Near side once again. Racing in is Burbage to keep it in. 3:48 to go in the period. Stan, I think in that interview we're going to talk about the miracle on Manchester, and one of the things that Gary Unger was involved in is that was the year that the LA Kings came back from 5-0 in the third period against Edmonton in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and they eventually won it in overtime. Kind of what the Ice Bears D3 team did yesterday, except it was a 6-5 victory. But in that game, late in the game with 5 minutes left, Gary Unger high-stick Dave Lewis, and that gave the Kings a 5-minute major, and they scored 2 goals during that 5-minute major, and Gary was a part of that. And the funny thing about it was the year before that, he played for LA. And then he was on Edmonton. So I think we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth at the first period. It's a 2-period interview. We'll only play the first period of it, but very interesting with him. 3:09 remaining. Puck up the middle and cleared but not out. Along the line, held in by Koch. Sent down, deflected in front, and a big save as Leone was there. Shot sails wide from the right side, actually, off the stick of Koch. Now we get a whistle for a stoppage in play, and we are going to get a penalty against McKendree. It's interference.
You know, Steve, we had Colorado putting some sustained pressure on McKendree right at the end of the first period. I think that's been their strongest scoring opportunity in the game, and this period haven't really seen a sustained pressure situation. With the power play, hopefully Colorado can begin to get some good scoring chances here.
Penalty goes to Davey. That is 5 penalties, 10 minutes assessed to the Bearcats.
There it is.
A shot at goal, a power play goal. This one by the captain, Sarah McNamara. So 1 for 5 are the Buffaloes, and they finally get on the scoreboard.
Steve, it looks like Sarah just took it on the near side of the ice and skated across to the center ice area, saw her opportunity, and slap shot, and boom, in the net.
So the power play goal makes it 4-1.
Breaks the shutout and may give Colorado some much needed momentum in the game after a 4-0 score.
We'll see if we can take a look at it here. There's the tip in front. Let's catch the call.
19, Lauren Davey. 2 minutes for interference. Davey, 2 minutes interference. The penalty coming at the 17-12 mark. Then 7 seconds later, the Colorado goal scored by number 2, Julia Desart. Assisted by number 7, Maria Daly. Number 10, Sydney Brown. For Colorado, the power play goal, Desart from Daly and Brown. Time of the goal, 17-19 in the second period.
Well, we'll have to double check on that one. They gave it to Desart. And it's very possible. Let's see if we can get a look at it again as we get a stoppage in play here. Well, know where the shot's coming from. We'll see if we can get a little bit more room on it here.
Closer to the blue line area around center ice.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a better look at it. We'll get it in the next stoppage and play. 1:45 to go. And here is McIver. Sends it over to Sachs with a shot. Blocked and held in. Dribbin is there. Gets it over to Long. Right up in front. Shot save. Oh, coming out to make a big save on Nanelli was Lisek. What a huge save there to keep it a 4-1 contest.
That was great work by Colorado, Steve, with 3 passing plays and the shot on goal. Teams working very well together on that one.
Puck back in the Colorado zone.
1 minute, 60 seconds remaining in the second period.
And with 51 seconds to go, a couple of players fall down. And finally, it's taken out with 39 seconds remaining. So at 28 and in the Colorado zone, this game could have been closer if it wasn't for the goaltender Lisek. Shots 19-12 with 16 seconds remaining. Atkinson over to the left or the right side to Garo. Up the middle with 4. Not enough time, but just enough to get it out. And that'll do it for the period. 4-1 is the score after 2 periods of play. In the second period, Wentz shorthanded. She makes it a 3-0 game. The assist coming at 53 seconds into the period. Well, there was none. It's unassisted. Then Scully, her 5th at 5:10. That one makes it 4-0. And then let's see if we get this one on the power play here. And there's the shot, and I think it did. They did get it correct. It was a shot that just found the eyes, and Julia Dessert gets it. Dowley and Brown with the assist. That is Dessert's 2nd goal. And it's now a 4-1 game after 2 periods of play. We'll take a break. When we come back, talk with Gary Unger, former St. Louis Blue National Hockey League player, in just a moment.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We're back at MediaCom iSpark. Steve Cass and Dan Lee. And now talking with a NHL great, Gary Unger. 9 seasons with the St. Louis Blues from 1970 to 1979. 4 with the Detroit Red Wings, 3 with the Edmonton Oilers. A season each with Toronto, Atlanta, and Los Angeles before retiring in 1983. And Gary, you played 1,105 games, scored 413 goals, 391 assists, 804 points, finished your career as, at that time, the only player to have played all games in the National Hockey League without missing one. But then Doug Jarvis broke your streak. But, you look at what you have done throughout the National Hockey League. We'll talk about that, but one thing that I want to talk about is the fact that you have been able to coach one of the best now coaches and players, Jeremy Law here of the Springfield Express.
Absolutely, yeah. Jeremy's been a friend for a long time, and I knew his dad from British Columbia. I used to work a hockey school in Penticton, where Jeremy's from in the summertime. It's amazing. I actually went overseas when I retired from playing in Edmonton. I played in Scotland and England. I was a player coach in Scotland and England for 5 years. And when I came back, I started coaching full-time at a minor league level in Phoenix, and then I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma in the Central League. And I've since then coached all over the place. I coached Jeremy in Detroit the year of the lockout. But it's amazing the young players and the guys that I coached, how many are still involved with the game and handing off their expertise to the young players of playing today.
You know, you do have some roots here. Your daughter lives in Tulsa, so you've been able to come through the Springfield area. And I know that you were able to get on the ice today and coach some of the kids. I'm not sure if they actually know who you were. They knew you were a National Hockey League player, but obviously they didn't grow up during the times when you played.
Obviously, they're a little bit younger than I am, but we had a nice chat, and I got to speak with them in the dressing room, and I know what their dream is. I had the same dream. One of the things that really make you a good coach or a good father or a mentor is some people that don't forget where they came from. And I try to do that all the time. I left home when I was 16 to play, and so I've got a little bit of insight to hand off to them.
Is it fair to call you a former St. Louis Blue? Is that the team you most, besides Detroit, that you most recognize?
Well, for sure, yeah. St. Louis is my team. I mean, I played on several other teams. I played with Gordie Howe in Detroit. I love Detroit. I got traded for Red Berenson, who is a great St. Louis Blues leader. And but whenever I run into people in airports, and it's amazing how many people I do run into, and I can't believe it because I've been out of the game for quite a while. St. Louis is the team that I always revert back to.
Now, one thing that I want to talk about is you went from Edmonton, I believe, to LA.
Other way around.
Yeah, that's what it was. So you went from when you were playing in LA. What I want to get to is the Miracle in Manchester.
Oh, okay.
When you were playing in LA, you played the year before the 1982 Stanley Cup playoff. It was April 10th, 1982. I remember that game. I was at it. And the interesting story was we used to sit in a section near Jerry Buss.
Okay.
Well, when Jerry Buss, he would always show up with different women on his arm, so we would cheer for him. Well, he shows up. The Kings are down 5-0 at the end of 2 periods. He takes off and leaves. And
probably mad.
Yeah, we don't hear anything from him. But, you know, several things happened in that game. One of the things, besides the fact that LA came and scored 5 goals in the 3rd period, and then they win it on the Darrell Evans goal in overtime, about 2 minutes and a half in there, over the glove of Grant Fuhr. But a couple of things that happened that people don't realize, besides it being probably the most greatest comeback in NHL history, but Wayne Gretzky scored 2 shorthanded goals on the same King power play. It happened at the end of the 1st and the beginning of the 2nd. I remember that. And I remember when Mario Lessard came out, and it was a breakaway on Dave Lumley, I believe, and Mario Lessard comes out, and he makes the save, and the puck is going through the net, and Evans just skates through like nothing, and it hits his skate and doesn't go in the net. Still stays a 5-0 game. But the key, and I know you know what I'm going to say, the key to all of this was with 5 minutes left, and you high stick Dave Lewis got a 5-minute major. There was also a 2-minute penalty assessed in that scrum, but after that, the last 3 minutes, LA, not only did they score on I believe it was Mark Hardy's just little slider that came from the left point, and then I think it was Steve Bozek that ended up getting the tire with 5 seconds left. Obviously, I'm a King fan at the time, so I remember that, and it was excitement. But for you, what was it like to know that you were part of that situation?
Well, it's a great teaching tool for me as a coach. or any coach that's playing the game or any player that's playing the game. Because what I told the kids today is you don't play to the score. It doesn't matter what the score is. You go out and have the best possible shift you can have, and anything can happen. It's really easy when you get 5-0 down and you look in the other dressing room and there's Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier and Paul Coffey and Grant Fuhr and all these guys that are unbelievable players, to say to yourself, this game's over. Because the game isn't over until you tell yourself in your head it's over. At that point, the game could have ended up 15-0 for the Edmonton Oilers. But the LA Kings mentally didn't quit on that game. The other thing that happens is, and it's like why really good teams, top-notch teams in the league get beat by the lower place teams in the league, because they take it for granted and they think the game is over. When we went into the dressing room after the second period, it was like you were talking about. Jerry Buss was there, and there was movie stars, and Jimmy Connors, the tennis player, was there. I know Jimmy from St. Louis, and the dressing room atmosphere was, the game is over. We're winning 5-0. Let's just go out and go through the motions for the next 20 minutes, and we got the game. But so two things went into motion there. They didn't quit, and we did. So when we went out and they got the momentum in the third period, we were kind of back on our heels. And when you're in a game like that and the emotion of the game is carrying you, you don't realize it until you're playing it. But once you lose that momentum, it's hard to get it back. So what happened on that play, when they kept getting goals, and they were fluky goals, half of them were, we were still playing okay, but they had an extra life. And now it was 5-3, and I think I was with Dave Hunter. We got a 2-on-1 break. The defenseman was Dave Lewis, who I knew from playing with the Kings before. Went on to coach a long time in the NHL. And I'm thinking to myself, the only thing that's going to stop their roll is for us to score now. If we score and make it 6-3, the game's over. So we've got a 2-on-1, which doesn't happen very often, and I'm thinking, okay, we're going to end this thing right now. When I came down, I took a shot. It hit the knob of Lassard's stick, and it flipped up in the air, and I looked behind me, and there was no back checkers coming. I mean, they were way behind the play, so I figured I got time to get behind the net, go out front, pass it to Dave Hunter, and get another chance to make this 6-3. So when the puck bounced over, I jumped between Lassard and David Lewis, and as I went through, he chopped me on the arm. And I kicked the puck. Now my stick was not on the ice. I kicked the puck with my skate, and when he chopped me, I reacted. I didn't even see him. I went like behind my back with my stick, and it caught him in the eye. So all of a sudden, you got an automatic 5-minute penalty, but it wasn't something where I whacked him over the head. It was just a response to the fact that he whacked me going through on this play. So I had to sit in the penalty box and watch this unfold. The exact opposite to what I was trying to do is to stop their momentum, and they had more momentum now.
We're talking with Gary Unger, former St. Louis Blues player, also played with the Edmonton Oilers, Toronto Maple Leafs, Atlanta Flames, and the LA Kings. And you know, interesting about that game too, and that series actually that people don't realize is LA won game 1 10-8. It was a crazy game
in Edmonton.
Right. Something the Kings had never really done before. Well, and at that time, nobody had really scored 18 goals in a playoff game.
Right.
And back then, what people don't realize is it was the best of 5. So it was, that game one was very
crucial.
Important.
They were well, and the game that we were just talking about, that Miracle and Manchester Street, was very crucial because the team that won that game went up 2-1 in the series and only had to win one more game.
Yeah.
Plus, we were in LA, so the first 2 games were in Edmonton. So we won 1, they won 1. So that gave them home ice advantage. We go back and have to play two in LA. So we played 2 in LA. And if we win that game, we're up 2-1 in the series, and now we're in the driver's seat. But we had to win the next game in LA, which we played really well. We won 3-1 and tied the series. So now we couldn't get the ice with any time in between for the guys to rest. So we had to play after the 3-1 game in LA. We had to play the very next night in Edmonton because that's the only time the ice was available. So we had to get on a plane, and it wasn't a charter plane. It was a regular plane. Both teams on the same flight. They sat at the front, we sat at the back, and we flew to Edmonton. So our mentality then again was, listen, they got Dion and they got Charlie Simmer and they got a bunch of old guys. And we got Gretzky and Messier and Coffey, and we got a bunch of young guys. So they have to be a lot more tired than we are. So this next game, we're going to hammer them. It's in our home barn. We're going to bury them. And they played unbelievable. I think the game ended up, it was 7-3. I scored with about 10 minutes left to go in the third to make it 7-4, but it was still out of contention.
Gary Unger joining us. Gary, can you hang over for another period? We'll do a second period intermission talk with you.
No problem.
All right, Gary Unger, former Ironman with the National Hockey League at 915 consecutive games until it was broken in 1986. We'll take a break, be back, and talk more with Gary Unger at second period intermission.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We return for period number 3 at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Steve Casson along with Stan Melton as you now get a chance to take a look at all the banners hanging up here at Missouri State. The Division I squad, Division II squad, and Division III squad are all a part of that. So the third period just about to start. McKendree will skate from the left to the right, Colorado from the right to the left. And it is quickly taken out of the Colorado zone. Bearcats will back up. Into it is Sidney Brown. Tipped right out in front, and Brown's shot just missed. Colorado looking to get ever closer here. They almost did late in the second period. But it's still a 4-1 contest. Just underway in the third period. Battle for it on the far side boards. With 19:11 to go. Scrum still ensues. Comes out to the point. Kicked off of the skate of Dessert, who on second and third review does get that power play goal. It was all hers. And now Colorado after the line change with a good rush in the McKendree zone. Now we get a player limping off for McKendree. That is Walkus. We'll keep an eye on her. 18:34 to go in the period. And the Bearcats with a line change, and they have a rush. Coming in is Albee behind the net, wraparound, and a big save. Good save there by Hartman. She was expecting that. Puck out to center, all the way down. It gets past Avanowski. Racing for it is Nanelli. And the McKendree Bearcats, who found a way yesterday to beat the previously undefeated Arizona State University, the host of this showcase, are finding a way now to work around the University of Colorado. We'll go over the goals for you in a moment, but meanwhile, here's a nice move by Neffs out to center. 3-on-3. Neffs carries it left side. We'll pick it up, centered in front, blocked. Grabbed now by her counterpart. And Maslowski. She'll send it all the way around, and a line change now ensues. At least one for the Buffaloes. Shot up high by Maslowski. That'll allow McKendree to clear the puck. At the red line, getting knocked down is Albee. Nothing doing there. And more quick changes for both teams. Sent in on goal, steered aside. That by Wentz. The shot, that is, by Wentz. Brown races for it for Colorado. Off of her stick, it's out to center. Fresh on the ice, Annika Dribbin comes into the McKendree zone with 16:22 remaining and cleared back out. Going back for it is Lambert. Tipped off of her stick, and it's a thank you very much as McKendree will have control. Wobbleleg sends it high slot. Shot by Garrow is blocked, and Garrow keeps it in, steals it, but in her haste to keep it in, twice she does it, and is still able to keep it in along the line. Out to center, Dowley. She works 1-on-3. Dowley breaks free. There's going to be a penalty. She shoots, and a big save, and it gets deflected up and out of play. It's a tripping call, and McKendree goes back into the penalty box. I believe this is Garrow that's going. It'll be power play number 6 for the Buffaloes, and it's not. It's Charlie Wagner, 58. 6 penalties, 12 minutes assessed to the Bearcats. Power play number 6 for Colorado. Previously 6 for 25, 24%, but only going now 1 for 5, working on number 6. That's going to change their numbers a little bit. Dessert. Probably some relation to head coach Kevin Dessert. So 15-10 remains, and good pressure by McKendree. Comes right up the middle, taken by Dessert. She looks past her bench, one hands it up, across the Bearhead, into the zone, has some room, she shoots, missed wide. May have been tipped by Lisick, the goaltender for McKendree. Now a lot of time being wasted as teams are fighting for it behind the net. Big stick check there from Long. Gets it to the point. Gonzalez had it go off of her stick, and it's out where Dessert will send it right back in with some help from McIver. 14:24 to go in the period. Kicked back down into the Colorado zone for McIver. Good forechecking pressure by McKendree. 29 seconds left in their penalty. Bearcats already have a shorthanded goal. That's Wentz, her 8th, back at 53 seconds of the second period. Good play by Atkinson. And now nice move off the boards to McNamara. She has it, looking for some help right side. McNamara breaks free, goes to the left side now over to Gonzalez, who will keep it in play and send it all the way down. Back behind for Dowley. Power play is over. It's 5-on-5. Right out in front, trying to stuff it in was Brown. Nothing doing there. Now Brown again with a bouncing puck. Nothing but Bearcats, and it's cleared. This will be an icing, though. Oh, no, they wave it. Oh, they wave it off. Positioning was Gonzalez, and they call, they wave off the position of Gonzalez. And Ryan, I don't know if that's the way in women's. It is? You thought it was an icing? Or so you don't think Gonzalez had position to wave it off? Oh, okay. Wait, we're talking McKendree with the icing. So, yeah. Okay. It's been a long 3 days. So that was the correct call. I keep forgetting I can go to you with anything I need. Talking about Ryan.
We have our own official on mic here.
Yeah, well, he's not on mic, but he can hear us.
On the headsets.
Yeah. So we have our director of officials in the building.
That's right.
Running camera for us. I got confused on that one. It had nothing to do with the player beating to the hash marks because it was the defensive player. Puck across the line. Here is McIver. Had it taken away, and it's sent right back down into the Colorado zone. If anything, she allowed the icing to be called because she had position. Now, Nanelli, left side across the McKendree line.
How are you doing, sir?
And we get a whistle for a stoppage in play with a 4-1 advantage for McKendree. And what are we going to get here? Too many men? Or, excuse me, too many players. Too many players.
That's it, Steve.
Old habits are hard to break, aren't they, Ryan?
I learned that lesson Friday night on PA when they had a too many men on the ice bench penalty, and it was too many players.
Well, the Buffaloes just had too many players. Now let's see if Tim Greasy knows that. So Gonzalez will serve.
Boy, momentum-wise in this game, Steve, really comes at a rough time for the Buffaloes. They had the power play opportunity, and a score there could have really gotten them somewhat back into the game, but take a penalty and give up a power play to McKendree when you're behind 4-1. Rough time. If the Buffaloes are to come back, they definitely need to kill this power play.
2 for 31, 9.7% are the Bearcats on
Colorado
the power play.
Penalty, a bench penalty, too many players on the ice. Serving the penalty, number 14, Sasha Muskowski.
He got it right.
Colorado, too many players on the ice. Time to penalty 7:37, third period.
So with a 4-1 advantage, McKendree looking to get more. Sent in to Hoadley, who swings it down in low. Battle for it there. Neffs is able to knock her player off, but Wentz was able to get a shot, so it's held on to by Hartman. Interesting situation here. Hartman has the C, and normally goalies don't have a C. Partially because they're not on the bench. Now, I don't know if there are several captains, but she's one of them.
Nice move.
Here comes Neffs, breaking free, left side, shot in, sticked aside by Lisick. 1:15 remaining in the power play. Shots 20-13. We came in at 19-12 in this period. Slapped in by Desser. One change for Colorado. Next game we'll have for you coming up. The host team, Arizona State and Concordia. They will be playing right around 1:30 or so. 1 o'clock, I believe, for warm-ups. It's been a long, fun weekend of hockey. Starting out with our late night affair. We carried into 1:30 on Friday night. Then our midday affair on Saturday, and now we have breakfast in the morning.
That's right.
Here's a blast in, sailed wide. Tell you, that's one of the hardest shots I've seen. That one came off the stick of Vavanowski. She'll have another opportunity, but instead goes high. Now a second blast in, save, rebound, loose, and covered up. Oh, they're going to call a goal. It's a goal.
Boy, it must have got out of her glove, Steve, because I thought for sure she had that and
No.
covered it on the ice.
It was not. It had just sneaked past the outstretched glove of the goaltender. And this one is the Bearcats' third power play goal.
I saw the block, and then the puck dropped down to the ice, and I thought she put a glove on it, but didn't get there until the puck was across the line, apparently.
We'll wait for the call from Tim Greasy, but it was definitely
Breakaway.
one that was put in. Now here we go. A break coming in left side for Dowley. That's denied.
Good job there by the McKendree goaltender on that breakaway.
And of course, Lisick, 9.47, or 947 that is, save percentage she has. And a great job there. In a moment, we'll see if we can get a look at that goal. But a 5-1 lead for McKendree. Let's catch the call.
53, Jana Garrow. She's assisted by 25, Cameron Scully, and 21, Kayla Walbelig. For McKendree, Garrow from Scully and Walbelig, time of the penalty, or time of the goal rather, 9:27.
Well, I need to double check if that was a power play or not. I believe it was during the too many men, unless that had expired. Power play? That's what I believe Ryan said. So 9:17 remains. And I'm going to give that a power play, so that means the third power play goal for McKendree. And that goes to Garrow. .8:53 remaining. Dessert is there to get it as far as the blue line, and it's helped out by Neffs. Pulled off of her stick. Actually, that's not. That's Celine Long, number 8. Pulled off of her stick. Grabbed by Davis and swung around the boards. Pushed into by Dessert. Sent ahead by Long and moved back down where Neffs is there. Long with it. Double teamed. Now 2 from each side come in. Still a battle for it at the near side half boards. Back behind to Wentz. Lost it. 8:03 remaining. Puck kicked up, hitting the netting, and we'll have a whistle for a stoppage in play. Let's take a look at that goal by Garrow and see just how that happened. And it's followed up and into the net for the 5th goal. Off the draw. Grabbed by Dessert of Colorado. 7:49 remaining. Buffaloes with a line change. At least they get 2 off. Towards the end of the second period, it was really a good save by Lisick that kept the game close. Otherwise, Colorado could have been in this hockey game. Here is a 3-on-2, maybe a 2-on-3 actually, as the Buffaloes will line change. Racing for it is Leone. She is cut off at the half boards. Kendall Harris is there to break things up for Colorado. And stepping in front of everyone is Sydney Brown. And she'll bring it out. Whoa, looks like I won something.
Oh, how about that?
Which one is this? This one is, who is it? Oh, is this Bennington?
Not connected for some reason.
That's okay.
What a deal,
yeah,
Steve.
I won it. Hey, Ryan, did you win? Oh, Ryan won too. Here, go ahead.
How about that?
Go ahead and get a zoom shot of this if you can. Look at that.
Autographed Stanley Cup Champions puck, autographed by Jordan Bennington.
Yeah,
wow.
that is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wait, that was yours, Ryan. I thought that was mine. Well, okay, I won something similar to that, too. That is awesome. So we both won. And we had a bet, too, didn't we, on who was going to win, and you thought you were going to clean up now. We both did. That's a good thing.
And meanwhile, back at the rink.
Yeah, we have a shot in and a good save by Hartman there. So you chose the Tarasenko one? Awesome. I'd have been fine with either one. If you chose Bennington, it wouldn't have mattered. .547 to go in the period. And off the draw, it is taken by Nanelli, and she tried to break free, but just couldn't get a step in front of the defense of McKendree. Sent back in with 5:35 to go. Near side boards off of Morgan McIver and slapped out to center. Racing once again is Nanelli. 5-1 McKendree. Going to have to move this, Stan, so I can look at my score sheet here. Icing will be the call. Face-off will come back into the Colorado zone. Well, nice of Larry Ellis to personally deliver it to us.
There you go. Yes, sir.
And I know he's listening, but want to give a big thanks to Larry for all that he's done with this tournament and having us do the games. And we're glad that we were able to do these last series of games on Sunday for folks that wanted to watch Utah and Colorado, and appreciate all your emails. It's been fun doing it. Although I gotta tell you, I'm pretty hungry right now. Where's that buffet meal when I need one? Puck at center. McKendree into the zone. Racing around is Davis. Comes up the middle. Left side shot knocked down by Kendall Santelli, who's on the ice now for Colorado. Chipped out to center, Kenzie Samueli, and carried into the zone. Another line change for Colorado. Here is Davis for McKendree. Puck held on the line by Zaya Sachs. Broken up, held in still. On her knees, getting a shot before getting pushed down was Neffs. Kicked around the corner of the boards and held in by Neffs for Colorado. Backhander in, and it's stopped by Lesick. She'll hold on. 4:01 to go in the period. And
Steve, I know
lead.
we've had some history in the tournament in that the Utah Skating Utes women's team played their very first game in program history. And is there some history for Web Sports Radio in terms of doing a ACHA women's collegiate hockey game?
Well, yes, the history, and we'll get to it here in a second, as the puck is cleared all the way down to the Colorado zone. I guess if you want to talk about history, you can say that as picking up the puck is Alvanowski, goes right through the crease and goes to the left side, right side that is, looking to the left, still skating with the puck. 3:36 remaining. Drop down in low behind the net. Grabbed by Charlie Wagner. Moved to the line and held in. Wagner's there. She gets double teamed, pulled off the play. Wagner still is there to check it ahead. No penalty, apparently. Although she kind of leaned into her defender. Shot from the right side by Avanowski, steered aside by the goaltender Hartman. Another one by Avanowski misses wide. Kicked ahead, up the middle, and diving for it is Hartman to kick it into the corner. As right there to try to tip it in was Leone. Now here's Leone again. 2:48 remaining. Dessert has it intercepted. Taken by Scully. Up the middle. Shot in by Wagner. It's held on to by Hartman, and we get some pushing and shoving. But Stan, talking about first, I mentioned it earlier. This weekend, it was the first game ever for the Utah women's hockey program.
Right.
Then the next day, on Saturday, they got their first win ever. And here today, their first ever broadcast of the women's hockey team.
Well, my question was, Steve, is this the first Web Sports Radio broadcast of an ACHA Women's Division I hockey game?
No, because we had the showcase last year.
Oh, you did do it last year.
I did those games last year.
So that would have been the first.
That is correct.
All right.
But I'm sure over our career we've had a lot of firsts. I know we were the first to do video way back when. And that was when people didn't even believe sports broadcasting on the web existed.
That's right.
There was a certain former sports editor here in Springfield that didn't believe it existed. Wouldn't print our games in the paper.
Yep. Yep, exactly.
2:11 to go in the period. And it's out to center. Shots 27-15 in favor of McKendree. And in 2 minutes, they will improve their record to 5-4. And drop Colorado to 4-3 if things hold the way they are right now. Flipped by Gonzalez in front of the McKendree bench, and another line change for Colorado. Oh, big hit.
Ooh.
Huge hit there by Scully. Shot comes in, and a save by Hartman as getting it was Albee. Right in front, Albee was. 1:32 remains.
Hartman's done a really solid job in goal tonight, Steve. Being outshot almost 2-1, even at the 5-goal marks. He's made some great saves.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe. She has 2 shutouts. She's faced a lot of shots, but coming into today's game, her save percentage was .876. So statistically, you can't look at that because she's a pretty good goaltender.
Mm-hmm.
Even though their wins have come on the road, and up until today, they had not allowed any any goals on the road. Less than a minute to go in the third period. Puck flipped out to center. And across the line for Neffs. She's able to clear it. And 37 seconds remain. Puck sent all the way down to the McKendree zone. Chased by Avanowski. Right side. Shot in. Steered aside. And back behind the net. Comes right out in front. Shot by Dowley is held on to after the first save was made. The second one was covered up by Lisick. She'll hold on. 16.5 seconds to go. Right off the draw again, it's sent behind the net. 14 seconds remaining. And Colorado not giving up. Lisick sees it go to the near side. But we're going to get a penalty. 4.5 seconds to go. And it is Dowley that will go into the penalty box for the Buffaloes. That is their 4th penalty. 4 penalties for 8 minutes. 6 penalties, 12 minutes for the Bearcats. But that means McKendree who was 100% on the power play. They had 3 power play goals and 3 opportunities. Now will go on their 4th power play, and chances are they're not going to score. Hold on, what do we have here?
Looks like a penalty on McKendree on this.
Yeah, they have 5 out there. Too many men. So
too many.
Excuse me, I did it again. Too many players. That's okay. They let the time run out.
Yep.
And that'll be the final score by a count of 5-1. So the only thing that changes in that last 4 seconds is that their power play percentage now goes to 75% instead of 100%. Shots on goal, 9 in the 3rd period on Hartman for a 3-period total of 28, and just 4 on Lisick for a 3-period total of 16. Scoring in this game starts off with a power play goal by Wentz, her 7th. Hoadley and Watkins with the assist. And it is a 1-0 lead on the power play. Scully makes it 2-0 with her 4th. Walbelig and Avanowski. And that one also on the power play. Then shorthanded, Wentz, her 8th of the season. And she's able to break through unassisted. A 3-0 lead. Scully for McKendree, her 5th of the season, just chips it up over the shoulder. Davey with the assist. It is 4-0. And then on the power play, Desert, her 2nd, Dally and Brown. And it is then a 4-1 game. Garrow finishes everything up with a power play goal herself as it gets tipped in finally. Scully and Walbelig with the assists. And that's where everything ends up in a 5-1 victory for McKendree. Our next game, don't forget, coming up, 1 o'clock with the warm-ups is when we'll be on the air. 1:30 is when the game starts, Concordia and Arizona State. The final game of 9 here this weekend, and it has been a
great
lot
weekend
of fun.
You know, Steve, I noticed a little something unique that I hadn't seen before. The players, of course, congratulate each other and shake hands after the game, but both teams went through and congratulated and shook hands with the referees. And I had not seen that particular aspect. Don't know if that's unique to women's hockey or not.
They're just nicer than
very nice gesture.
Well, we will be back on the air at around 1 o'clock, so about a half hour from now. We hope you'll tune in for that if you're watching live, and if you're not, we hope that you'll find this recording on Web Sports Radio or on YouTube. That will be it here from the Stan Melton Ice Arena at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Final score once again, McKendree 5-1 over the University of Colorado. They're now 5-4 on the season. Colorado moves to 4-3. I'm Steve Casson for Ryan Armstrong, our our cameraman, and for Stan Melton, our color man. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you shortly. Bye-bye.